Uh,
Racism.
something about the Safari Zone or something? I don't know.
Yeah. So you're still vaguely looking for a sixth team member, right?
This is true, yes.
Was the Grovile just...
I checked it last time. It had like a boring ability or something. I don't remember.
Trainer Dark Samus sent out Mach.
Yes. For the record, like, I basically just put in a, like, what could be perceived as... I put in a lot of things into this randomizer.
I know you put in, like, D&D characters, right?
Yeah, D&D characters and D&D classes. And then also, like, I went through the Smash Ultimate roster and I put in every character's name and then a description of what you could say their, like, profession is, or if it... So, like, for, like, Mario, I put plumber, stuff like that. Well, he's not actually a plumber anymore, but whatever.
He used to be a carpenter.
This is true.
So, I guess I'll bitch about Safari Zone some more, because there's plenty to talk about. And, so
we have
this
a rock-solid set of oranges in the rocky beach.
Yeah, we did. So, this next part is getting into some severe OCD.
Yeah.
And this was 100% our own fault for being this particular about it. So here's the background information. So we're going through the game kind of like from the start, like from the first route up to the end, trying to kind of like stay in order and like keeping the Pokemon in each area like fitting for the area and like also good for like when you would get it and that kind of stuff. And get to the Safari Zone and we're like, fuck it, we'll do it some other time. So we skipped over that, went through the rest of Johto, and basically had kind of figured out more or less where everything was going to go up to the Elite Four. And so we had decided that the Safari Zone was going to have just kind of a mix of like stuff that is like otherwise kind of hard to get, or just like whatever we can fill it with. And I'm like, you know what, maybe I'll just kind of figure that out. I don't mind working with it on my own.
Yeah, I feel a little bad because you kind of on your own part taken up a lot of the most tedious aspects of the development.
You're the one going through and adding in the freaking level ranges and shit for everything.
True, but that's kind of mindless. Like, yours is both tedious and you have to think about it.
Yeah, either way. So one night I make a spreadsheet, and this was before we actually knew the how the encounters for the Safari Zone worked, for the record. But, I make a spreadsheet with what I thought was all the possible slots that you could find, and we had decided early on that there's 12 starters between the first 4 generations. There's 12 areas of the Safari Zone. We should put one of those in each one of them.
Yep.
The middle stage specifically. So I divide those up. And I'm like, okay, that worked out well. We wanted to put the middle stages of the pseudo legendaries in there, so I did that. And I'm like, okay, what do we fill the rest of this with? And I just kind of like, I fill out like a couple random ones. Nothing really too. I think I still left like over half of the area empty, and I'm like, yeah, I'm just kind of done with this for the night. Flygon might be cool.
I already have a dragon type, unfortunately.
Yeah. Yeah, so I kind of leave it for the night, and I'm like, hey, if you want to look at this, here's what I did so far, and I send it over. And so then, didn't you like fill out the entire thing?
Oh yeah, I filled it out with random
you
stuff.
fill out the whole thing one night and then show it back to me. I'm like, oh shit, okay. And I'm kind of looking at the thing, and then what I started doing was I started color coding everything.
This was the mistake.
Yeah, so what I did is like I made the starters one color because there's one for each area, and that's fine. We don't have to worry about those. Then I did the pseudo legends another color, and then what I did is I started dividing them between orange and black, and orange was what I considered like special in some way, which basically meant like either it was not available.
To be fair, we did also have a set of things that you could only find in the Safari Zone in like.
Oh yeah, there was also stuff that was just not found anywhere else, and
like
so those became the red text ones. And so we're like, okay, we'll have one of those in each area, And so then, like, yeah, the orange text, the definition of what counted as this kept changing, but it was like basically if it was rare
after
or
like
like
Goldenrod takeover.
Yeah, if you couldn't get it until after like Mahogany Town, basically, or like just that kind of stuff. And so we're filling this thing out.
Or if it was like 5% or lower, as its only availability. Or if it was head tree exclusive.
There were a bunch of things, but anyway, we kind of made it more specific later on, but originally it was just kind of a generic, like, this is kind of rare. And so I fill out all these, and we're looking at the thing, and there's not an equal number of, like, the rare encounters for each section of the Safari Zone, which at first I was fine with. I didn't think it needed to be even.
Yeah,
but then
I was the devil in his
But it was like, hey, if we move a couple of these around, we can make them even. I'm like, okay. And then what proceeded to happen was like a 2-hour session of like
you're underestimating this.
Trying to shuffle everything around.
No, this took longer. This took longer than 2 hours. Like it was multiple sessions, and I'm pretty sure each one was longer than 2 hours.
I'm just saying the first one because it kept changing. Like the first, there was one. We started with one where we're just shuffling everything around and trying to make it work. And I remember like. The problem was we wanted to make everything fitting to the area that it was in, but also like have an equal amount of rarity for each section. So it's like, okay.
We're trying to come up with justifications basically for putting stuff in place.
Yeah, it's like, okay, we have like 8 things we want to put in the mountain and nothing that we want to put in the marshland. So how do we do that? They have a really weird distribution. Which one do we move over?
They have no snow areas, but they do have like 3 basically wetlands, like wetland, marshland, and swamp, which are all extremely similar.
Yeah. But yeah, it's like, okay, well, we can't move any of these from the mountain straight to the marshland because none of them fit there. So we have to like find a place in between to shove one of these mountain ones, like trade it with this area, and then move that thing to there.
And thus so we turned it into an infuriating puzzle game.
It basically was just It was a puzzle game. It was fucking ridiculous. And we spent so long working on this thing. And it's like, okay, we finally got it. And then I look at it like 5 minutes later and I'm like, hey, this thing that we marked as orange is actually like a 20% encounter rate over here. And it's like, well, shit, that one's not that rare then. Okay. And that just kind of kept happening.
Yeah.
And then eventually we kind of decided like, okay, this is good. We're not going to touch it anymore. And then we found out that the fucking bell tower that Horror was in, we couldn't figure out when this thing was accessible.
We should have just tested it. We should have just tested it early on, but
so yeah, it's like we're looking up this type of stuff when we're going through the game and setting encounters. And it's like, okay, when do you get into the bell tower?
And then I look it up, and it says, oh, the sage at the top of Ekritique will let you through once you have the fog badge. I'm like, okay, cool. You can access it, but you just can't fight Ho-Oh yet. Fair enough.
Yeah, and we look at the stuff in the area, and it's like every single floor is level 20 Rattata and nothing else. It's like, okay, this is an early game area. So we plan for it to be accessible as soon as you get the 4th badge. And so we put a bunch of stuff in there. There's like a bunch of traditional Japanese type of things. So there's like Chimeco, Cherim, that kind of stuff. And so like this is also where you would find Beldum. And we put in like all this stuff and kind of plan for it to be that part of the game. And then after setting all of the rest of Johto, we find out, oh, you can't actually... So, like, you get the fog badge, you can get to the tower, but only the first floor, and the first floor doesn't have encounters, and to get past the douche that's blocking the stairs, you need the Rainbow Wing, which you get after Team Rocket Takeover. So it's... now, the levels of the area have to be adjusted, and we have to make sure that everything that was in that tower is now available somewhere else.
I think there were like 3 things that was the first place you could find the base form. It was like Spinda, not Makuhita. It was something else.
So, yeah, it was Spinda, Weepinbell, Chingling, Beldum.
Wait a minute, I gotta check something. Did Return turn into Frustration? Because that's hilarious. No, it turned into Rain Dance, okay.
So yeah, we're doing all this stuff, and it's like, okay, now this is also going to throw off the Safari Zone results. So we basically just had to kind of, I go through it, I'm like, okay, I'm going to have very specific rules on what counts here. And so it's like, if it's 5% or lower, if it's after Mahogany, if it's exclusive to the bug catching contest or headbutt trees, if it's exclusive to Rock Smash, like all this other crap.
Damn it! This person's offering to trade a Magneton for they would give me a Meganium for a Magneton, and that sounds like a fun trade. But I only have Magnemite registered, and it's area unknown, so rip.
Oh, that sucks. But yeah, so it's like we're going through and just eliminating all this stuff that doesn't need to be there, trying to fit everything. Basically, I just had to restart the entire area from scratch. And it gets down to a part where it's like, I think either we had like 2 more things we had to fit in and didn't know what to put in there, or it was like either slightly above or below. And then it turned into like, okay, well, just to make it fit here, we're going to go back and edit this other area so that this thing used to be rare no longer is, so that we don't have to consider it an orange text. And like all this other crap like that. It's like, do we include, like, we have Nose Pass as a Rock Smash only. Do we put that in? It's like, it's a 90% Rock Smash. Yeah, but we put in this thing, which was Rock Smash only. It's like, okay.
And then we were trying to make sure that we didn't miss anything unless it was deliberate. Like, that there weren't anything that was just like a glaring omission, right? You went and did that?
Yeah, it like, I had to go through literally every area and check, is there anything on this route that is 5% or lower and is not found anywhere else?
This whole time, I'm just regretting suggesting all of this in the first place and being like, no one's gonna notice any of this effort. That we're the only 2 people on the fucking planet that give a shit about any of this.
It was kind of satisfying though, because it really did just kind of turn into this massive puzzle game that took like 30 hours to solve. Like, how do we keep each of these 12 areas with a consistent amount of rarity between all of them, where the rules of rarity are strict, apply to the rest of the game, and like cover every single Pokemon that can be found? And also each area has to have like stuff that fits in that area. Yeah. And then we get to stuff where it's like, well, the forest has like 5 bug types. Maybe we should switch those around to give it some more variance. It's like, fuck. Do we keep Slowbro and Slowking in the same area? Yeah, we probably should.
Yeah, I mean,
what about Beautifly and Dustox? No, we can switch those. It's like... like, yeah, goddamn.
Some serious bullshit. Also, I just realized... Also, wait a minute. I think I put the wrong HM slave in my party because I wanted whoever can fly, and I think that's actually my Houndoom.
Oh, okay.
Just, why not?
But yeah, I legitimately did have fun doing that, but my god.
That kind of gets into something else I wanted to talk about, which is we're the same researcher thing.
Oh,
where,
yeah.
A lot of this was made easier by the fact that we would just repeatedly have exactly the same ideas. Sometimes.
There's so many things that haven't even been mentioned.
Like, we get to a route and be like, well, where do you think this should go? Or like, we'll get to a Pokemon, where do you think this should go? We're like, well, I know what I'm thinking. I wonder what you're thinking. Well, I was thinking of putting out Route 43, because it kind of reminds you of a jungle, even though it totally isn't. I was thinking the same thing!
That kept happening. Because... like this thing went through stages where it was, okay, let's just go down the list of every single Pokemon and figure out a place for them to go. And everything either went on Baby Route or Jungle Route.
Well, there was also Rainy Route and like Route what is near Olivine and so is near a lighthouse and so should have electric types.
Yeah, I definitely like that. Like, okay, where do we
this route kind of reminds me of this other route in this other game, just in terms of its kind of placement in the progression.
Yeah, I like that. It was like, where do we put Machop? Well, Route 46 is accessed early from like this other place where you go north to reach it and then get stopped by a ledge, which is similar to that one that's north of Orberg in Platinum. Machop is there, so we'll put it there.
And we both had the same idea.
Yeah.
This would happen over and over again every time.
Like, we would both... It's like...
So every time this happened, we were just like, God, we're the same fucking researcher.
But yeah, that kind of crap kept happening. And then there was the part where we're like, okay, let's go down the entire list of Pokemon and decide if they get different types or abilities, and that took like 2 weeks. Do we want to make Marowak a ghost type?
We did, eventually.
Yeah.
It's now Ground Ghost.
But, and then when we were changing the types to things, I think... Didn't I add Dark type to like 20 things?
Yeah. To be fair, Dark is kind of a rare type, so it's fair to add it to more things.
It was...
But...
It's stupid because I don't even like the Dark type, but we kept going down the list. It's like Zangoose, Normal Dark, Seviper, Poison Dark, Primeape, Fighting Dark.
Persian, Normal Dark.
Oh, man. And then there was the part where it's like, let's make Lumineon a ghost type. Why? I don't know, because... like...
I think we went back on that one eventually, right?
Yeah, we eventually made that one not a ghost type. But
we will still try to make it better. That's another thing we want to do, is make every Pokemon at least decent.
Yeah,
not necessarily good.
Wanted to give everything, like, some reason why you might potentially want to use it.
And I use shitty stuff sometimes anyway, but some things are just
like... things that are still shitty, like Seaking and Lumineon. But, like... Oh god, what are the ones that we give really broken abilities to?
We gave Bad Dreams to Sableye. That's one I remember. We gave No Guard to... Yes, and we also gave No Guard to a couple things, like Probopass.
Oh god, I forgot about No Guard Probopass. Yeah, and yes, Hypno is now a Psychic Dark type that can get Bad Dreams.
Yeah. Dragonite's default ability is Thick Fat, so have fun against Lance.
Oh yeah.
Though to be fair,
weak to ice.
Yeah, to be fair, we don't want to. To be fair, we don't want to make like a brutal difficulty hack because I don't like the idea of those. I find them kind of lame. It's just like, can you defeat our ridiculous challenge? Well, yeah, I could grind.
It's like, oh, we're gonna give the champion Mewtwo and Groudon and Kyogre and Arceus, and they're gonna have all level 100, and they're gonna have like Spore and...
Should I get rid of Zap Cannon for Volt Tackle? I think Volt Tackle's probably better.
They're both 120 power. You're trading out guaranteed paralysis for better accuracy, but you're also getting recoil. I would say it's... I mean, do you ever use Vice Grip? You don't need 3 electric moves, but like...
I like to keep Vice Grip in case I run into like a ground type, because Hidden Power Poison is going to do jack shit to it, so...
Fair.
Vice Grip might at least be decent. Actually, Hidden Power Poison might do better. But I don't know, like a Steel Ground.
Honestly, I would actually say Zap Cannon and Volt Tackle. Get rid of Thunderbolt. Thunderbolt is like the standby, like, good electric move, but here you have the accurate one, and you have the one that can paralyze. Like,
I guess. I never like to have my only options for a stab type have, like, a huge drawback, though. Yeah, just some huge drawback. Fuck it. I'm feeling wild today. But yeah. Aye.
But yeah, that project has been a doozy, and
I thought you were about to say that project has been abandoned. I'm like, were you gonna tell me that? But,
I want to keep going.
I want to keep going with it too. We just been
we hit a lull because here's the other thing. So we wanted to make every base form available within Johto, but not every evolved form. Some of them are going to be post game, and that's fine. Then we get to Kanto, and it's like, okay, we need to populate this like entire region with stuff, but we've made everything available already in some capacity, so it doesn't have to be perfect. But this is us, so we're making it perfect anyway.
Yeah.
So I'm making it a point to have every fully evolved Pokemon available somewhere in Kanto, and that means we're going to have to go over all of the areas that we've already filled in and probably
This is such a shame. This is such a shame. Donphan would work, but why would I ever want Drizzle on a ground type? Like, I guess I could switch out to Marianne, but I
Yeah.
could try giving it Thunder. Depends on its stats. I'll have a look. It is quite a bit behind, but let's see. I'll just chuck balls, whatever. Sorry, go on.
But yeah, we're slowly filling out Kanto, and so I still need to go through and figure out all the water encounters because for some reason I've just kind of taken on that duty. I don't necessarily mind doing it. It's just really tedious because
I just didn't want to complain because like I don't want to do it either.
Like for every area, you have to decide Surf, Old Rod, Good Rod, Super Rod, and it's going to be the same bullshit over and over.
Yeah. Hopefully, we'll have something fun when it's done.
Remember the Crawdaunt issue?
Yes. Don't know if I want to, but...
Crawdaunt was listed as a red text Pokemon for the Safari Zone, which means that it's not found anywhere else in Johto. It's like considered a Kanto exclusive. But then I looked through our we also have like 3 different spreadsheets that we're tracking all this information in, and I'm trying to make sure that those are all kept accurate. And so I look up and I'm like, oh hey, we have Crawdaunt available in Seafoam Islands in Whirl Islands by walking. So it's technically not a red text. So we are like, okay, should we take it out of there then? Should we make anything else the red text for the Safari Zone to replace it? What would we put
there's
in?
no other red text, so...
It was stupid. Also, we made Kingler a bug type.
Yes.
But not Crawdaunt, though.
Yeah. We're just looking for opportunities where we can make types more interesting or more fitting, basically. In that case, it was just, it's another pure water. Bug is justifiable. Let's do it.
Yeah, if they can make Dwebble, Crustal bug types, they can make Kingler.
I'm wondering if there's anything else in these waters here, other than Phanpy swimming around, summoning rain.
So we gave Unknown Trace and Sketch.
Oh yeah.
That was fun.
And it's gonna let. Oh yeah, Sketch. Sorry. Are you just looking through the document to see if there's anything else fun you can point out?
I could. I don't actually have the documents open right now. I also enjoy the issue where it's like, for the first couple routes, everything is divided between morning, day, night, and then we just gave up on it.
It's the same thing in Kanto as well, which is the best
part. Yeah, because like for Kanto, we're like, okay, do we figure these out starting from Vermilion, Vermilion going outwards, or do we just go through like the Gen 1 progression? It's like, everything's going to be the same level anyway. We'll just do Gen 1 progression.
With a couple exceptions.
For Route 1, 2, Viridian Forest, and 22, the one going left of Viridian, it's like we have all this stuff that's like day or night exclusive, and then just nothing else after that because it's fucking annoying.
Basically. This thing is annoying. Okay. This thing took more than 2 hits to kill from a non-super effective move. What the fuck is this? This game is brutal.
I enjoyed all of the times where it's like, okay, where the hell do we put X? Like, where in the fuck are we going to make Porygon Z available in the wild?
I'm coming frickin' San Diego!
And it's like, Route 7, because it's between Celadon, where you get Porygon, and Saffron, where you get the upgrade. Okay.
Well, to be fair, I think you can find Porygon in Route 7 and Let's Go anyway, so...
Yeah, that's the other thing, is like, looking at a route on Bulbapedia, it's like, okay, what's found here normally? Rattata. That's it. No, Rattata's on like every fucking route in these games. Yeah. But it's like, we'll be looking through these, it's like, okay, what's here? We got Rattata, we got Oddish, we got Spearow, like all this stuff. Okay. And then it's like, oh, in Crystal specifically at night, there's a 5% chance of Psyduck. It's like there's always like the one really weird exception.
Yeah.
Where it's like everything's really consistent, and it's like, oh, in the Let's Go games you can find Tauros here. Like,
So, yeah, Let's Go games had to move stuff around because they got rid of the Safari Zone. Oh, okay. I had problems with my bag getting full the other day. God spec. Yeah, I think
my favorite item. You should give the protein to somebody.
I was waiting to see. I have 1 protein and 1 calcium, and I was waiting to give one of them to the last team member, depending on their specialty.
I enjoy how I can't hear the word calcium without thinking of the sign from Barba the Big Dip, where it was written in like gigantic red letters.
Good.
Have you looked at the Machop family at all?
I don't remember, so I'm gonna have a look.
Hopefully this will be something cool.
Maybe. Didn't it normally have that? No, it has like
no,
inner focus.
it has guts and I don't know, inner focus or something.
Yeah. Now, to be fair, there is a possibility of stuff. There is a possibility of stuff having like other abilities.
Yeah.
So let me. Well, yeah, because does it normally have 2?
Is Nogard a Gen 4 exclusive?
Might be.
It could also change when it evolves.
I think I have it set to stay normal within the family.
Speaking of things changing when they evolve, we made the Porygon family normal electric, and then they have trace and download, I think. But then, like, when it evolves from Porygon 2 to Porygon Z, it just switches abilities. Like,
yeah, it's because Porygon Z is supposed to be infected with a virus or like malware. So I thought it'd be a funny mechanical joke. Wait, no.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to eventually doing a playtest of that. I want to use a bunch of weird shit like the didn't we give Staryu color change?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to try that. I think we made... Did we actually do anything? I think I wanted to use Delcatty because we were planning to make it good, but I don't remember what we did to actually make it good. Because it's still just a normal type, and I don't remember if we gave it a decent ability.
So, I believe my only locations left that could potentially give me something good, like something for a final team member, is, like, underwater. Which is worrying. I also don't remember
this area with the rapids is considered 3 different routes, right?
I know, I tried all 3 of them.
Fishing and surfing?
Not fishing, because that's too annoying. I could do that as a last resort, but I really don't want to have to.
Yeah. Oh yeah, fun fact. We discovered, just kind of accidentally, that for some reason the Horsey family always is in areas with, like...
rushing water.
Rapid currents, yeah.
Do you want to talk about how we almost discovered the weird, like, tentacle thing in Cyanwood that was recently in, like, a big video that blew up? And we just kind of didn't because we assumed it was a glitch. Or, not a glitch, but, like, unused data.
Yeah, because there's a list of, like, gift Pokemon and trade Pokemon in this hacking tool. And it's stuff like the Spearow, the Togepi, I think, like a few things like that. And then for Cianwood, it says Tentacool, and we're like, what? Isn't that supposed to be a Shuckle?
Yeah.
So we changed it to Shuckle,
and then thought nothing of it.
Yeah, and found out like a few weeks later that no, there is indeed a gift Tentacool that you can get in Cianwood if you specifically like strand yourself there with no way to leave.
Yeah. And
it was just really weird how that kind of worked out.
Yeah. It reminds me of a situation with Dragonfree, or whatever her name is, the person that runs Cave of Dragonflies, which is a Pokemon fan site, There's a story somewhere on that site where she recounts how she almost discovered the Mew glitch, sort of, because she saw a forum post where somebody was like, "Oh my god, I found this crazy glitch to obtain Mew," and there were barely any replies in the thread. No one was taking it seriously, and she also saw this and was like, "Yeah, right, whatever. That stupid bullshit rumors like this are a dime a dozen." But she didn't actually try it, and then later somebody discovered the exact same trick, and she was like, "Wait a minute, I've seen that before. God damn it, I could have been the one to find this person's obscure post and make it well known." I should have learned from her mistake. That was his mistake.
I'll just have to discover something else obscure, like the
Or something that doesn't exist.
something along the lines of the rainbow coin in DK64.
Yes. I found that as a kid.
Well, you didn't know about that?
Alright, wise guy, why didn't any of you inform the speedrunning community of this, huh?
Like, people were saying that about the tentacle thing, too. They're like, "Oh, yeah, I knew about this since, like, the day the game came out." It's like, asshole, no, you didn't. The only way you can get this to happen is if you have, like, no Pokemon in the PC, and the thing in your party does not know Surf. Like, how are you ever going to get into the situation without, like, specifically engineering it?
Right.
Like,
or looking in the ROM, I guess, but... Oh no, I'm gonna miss out on a revival herb. Oh wait, okay.
So I'm assuming the Reggie quest is not happening because you have no idea where to find Relicanth and Wailord.
I could probably look it up, but yeah, I don't know. If I see them and they're in the Pokedex, I could check their location, and if I know where those are, then I could maybe do it, but... I'd like to be able to do the Reggie quest. Just see what legendaries they turn into, if nothing else.
I think I had a dream involving Wailord last night, and I don't remember what it was now. It's just, suddenly, memories are coming back to me.
I see. Yeah, I enjoy when that happens, where you wake up and you're like, I know that it feels like I had a dream, but I don't remember what it was. And then something in the day will just remind you of it, and it starts to come back. That happens to me.
It's like, oh yeah, it's a dream where I had a plastic bowl inside a Walmart bag, and if I pulled on the handles, it made me float.
Good.
That's cool. Let's see.
I'm thinking maybe getting rid of submission, because I already have a fighting move, and it's kind of shit. It's 80 accuracy and recoil.
Yeah.
It's
Plus
either
it's
that or
on
toxic.
off. It's like...
Well, it is a special physical attacker in this, based on its shuffled stats, I believe.
Well, Sludge Bomb is stab, and I think it's stronger, right? So...
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'd say go for Sludge Bomb.
Well, I was gonna go for Sludge Bomb anyway, but it was between Submission and Toxic to get rid of.
Right.
So as a last resort... Oh. I was about to say, I could check the log file, look for something interesting, find out its location, and go there. But this may change things.
Alright, Hitmonchan, it's all up to you. Don't be shit. You motherfucker.
Fine.
Alright,
I'll Master Ball it just to check if it's worthwhile.
Alright, what ability would this thing have that would be super impressive?
It doesn't even need to be super impressive at this point. It just needs to not be shit or boring.
Yeah. So, not Keen Eye. Oh my god! Okay, hold on. It has a good nature, at least. It has,
somewhat
pretty
interesting...
decent moveset.
Okay, can I teach it a good grass move? Let's see.
Frenzy Plant.
No, that doesn't need powering up.
Sure it does. See if it can learn it anyway.
It is the only grass type thing. All right,
Yes.
we're meet with this. It's happening. It's happening, boys.
All right. So,
just,
what are we naming the Hitmonchan then?
Well, I gotta go find another one.
Hmm.
It will.
Oh.
I will be able to find one.
I like how Machop and Hitmonchan are both here.
Yes. It seems like it might be
I
a
like
rare
how
encounter.
Portland's still here. Do we know if the surfing in Gen 3 is also 60-30, 5-3-2?
No, it's not even the same in Diamond and Pearl, so I doubt it's the same in Gen 3.
Good.
I may have to look for this thing off screen.
We're coming up on the end of the segment too, anyway, right?
Yeah. All right. Well, next time I will have a meme Hitmonchan with Frenzy Plant and Overgrow. I guess, unless it's the next encounter. So.
What if the
See
next
you
encounter
guys
never happened?
Then.
Eh.